I'd also like to talk about environmental protection because in one of the many aspects of Chinese modernization, it says it is a modernization of the harmony between humanity and nature. So China has definitely made a lot of achievements throughout a year, no matter the air quality or water quality or the 2060 carbon neutrality goal. So have you witnessed any changes during the years?
Well, I came to China 22 years ago, and I came to live in the south part of China, which is Guangdong, which was known as the factory of the world. Back in the day, there were huge issues with the environment not being good, with air quality not being the best, with water quality not being the best. And a lot of it had to do with basically the level of the kind of industries. So it was all manufacturing, it was all labor intensive. At one point, the statistic was that one in every two pairs of shoes in the world were made in my city, Dongguan. And that's an industry that pollutes the water to a very high degree. So over the 2 decades that I've been here, I've seen that there has been a shift in the level of care for the environment. And that stems from the change of industries. A lot of these labor intensive industries have been changed for knowledge intensive industries. So this has had a direct effect in the quality of air and water in the region. And it's just my little pocket, my little corner of China.
Yes, when I first arrived, the primary energy heating source was coal. They're doing much more renewable energy sources. There's been a huge push in different provinces of China to put wind farms, solar farms. I know there's a crash program to build more nuclear generating plants to lower the carbon footprint. So China, from my personal observation, has made great strides. Even simple things like recycling. There's a huge push that had gone into effect on recycling, not giving out plastic bags, to cut down on the waste. So yes, in the time I've been here, it's almost this rocketing effect within trying to lower the carbon footprint and trying to be much more environmentally savvy.
Yes, if you look at other areas of China as a whole, the level of afforestation and reforestation that China has done, it's incredible. These satellite pictures of the greening of desert areas like Gansu, like Xinjiang, like some areas where there were issues with desertification.
Yes, there's been an influx of new national parks created within China. They've set aside and started replanting with forests. I know there are youth programs where they're going out doing everything from forest remediation, planting trees, picking up garbage. And this is being instilled even at an early age. In regards to education and the environment, it's one of the key points that's talked about in all the grades is conservation, environmental protection, why it's important.
I think one major area in which China is doing outstandingly is the area of climate change. So China is certainly doing much more than its fair share towards sustainable green development.
Being a country that relies so much on energy production, the fact that they really push and support things like solar energy, things like wind energy, things like nuclear, there's so many sources of energy, and this is going to go directly to provide transportation that is safer for the environment. So seeing the growth of the number of charging stations in the country is just amazing. They doubled the number of charging stations in 1 year. Literally, they doubled them.
Yes.
So there is a commitment to making China's transportation greener. They get it done.
Yes.
China's people-centered approach means that markets and capital must stay subservient to society as a whole. Now, in the past, perhaps economic development trumped environmental concerns. It came at the expense of the environment. and the quality of the environment. And I think it was this that perhaps led China to shift its focus now to building what they call an ecological civilization, which links socio-economic development and progress to the well-being of the environment.
There's even apps on your phone that if you walk a certain distance, money will then go to the planting of a tree. And these are things that young people are really engaged in. They're really aware and becoming aware of the environment around them, not to waste, be conscious of their usage.
And we can see China's afforestation of recent years is unprecedented. China now leads the world in green energy and transportation, pollution reduction, renewable energy, and biodiversity preservation, and it remains committed to carbon neutrality. So we can see China, both at home and abroad, is acting very responsibly, and one could even say selflessly.
So in terms of the environment, China is off the chart. They're doing so much more than any other country around the world. And what that does, it creates a status of leadership around the world. So other countries who also have similar issues and who also have the same interests and the same desire to change the way they do things in terms of the environment, they now can look at China and see like, well, that works. Well, that's a good idea. Oh, we could do something similar like that over here. So you start to see a lot of cooperation taking place between many countries in the global south, for example, dealing with China and learning from China and importing technologies and ideas about city management and country management that are going to have a very, very positive effect in terms of the environment, not only of China, but of the world.